Good evening, how are you guys doing today? Good evening. Well, as you know, my name is Tyler Nelson. I first off want to say I'm a Cowboys fan. Sorry. Not hard, I'm from Dallas, so if you go to Dallas, I'm real rooting for you. Until then, I'm sorry. I want to start off saying I'm a CF patient, and what CF is cystic fibrosis. It's a chronic lung disease, chronic disease that builds up mucus in the organs. And I was diagnosed with CF at the age of 2 days old. So I have been dealing with it ever since. I was put on the transplant list about 2 years ago. And since then, CF has been really rough to handle. A couple weeks ago, I nearly died, I have to say. Since I've been here in Houston, I've almost died twice. A couple weeks ago, I needed emergency bronch. I had DSTAT due to the transplant that I had received. Airways closed up and my lung collapsed, but luckily to my doctors, they knocked out a tooth, but brought me back to life. With CF, they have their up and downs. First off, I want to go with the downs. In 8th grade, I had to retire from playing sports because I just got to the point where my disease couldn't manage sports anymore. My doctor told me to stop, you're done, retire from football. And football was the sport that I loved. I could tell you anything about football, his stats, where he went, Louisville, graduated at 19, I got you. I tell you about anything about football. So that hurt me when the doctor told me not to play football anymore. And then the next year, I came down here to Houston to get evaluated for a transplant. And my mother and I, and my father, we didn't expect for me to actually come down here this early. We thought I had about until the age of 21 or my freshman year of college to actually get a transplant or at least think about getting a transplant. But the beginning of freshman year in high school, I had caught pneumonia and had gotten really, really sick. And that's the first time I thought I wasn't gonna make it. And with that, I was at Cook's Children in Fort Worth and was care flighted down here to Texas Children. And November 15th was when I was put on the transplant list. Excuse me. After that, I moved into the Ronald McDonald house, where my mother and my brother, my little sister and I, we had it rough there. Not staying there, just the doctor's appointments, the medicines that I had to take, the space that we did not have for all of this. But I'm a soldier, so we just dealt with it and did what we had to do. But I'm glad to say, February 28th, I did receive my transplant, liver and lung, both on the same day. So, after my week in the hospital last week, now I feel great. I got out last week, so I feel great. My mom is telling me to slow down. She said, wait till the doctor releases you. I'm like, I'm released. They let me out of the hospital. I'm running around, going to a friend's house with my brother, and feeling great thanks to the team at Texas Children's Hospital. The doctors, they did wonderfully. Had a little complications after the surgery with my airway closing up. That's where I destatted and had the second episode, but now I feel great. And I just wanted to thank the Texas Children's Hospital staff that allowed me to have the second chance of life. Now, the good side to CF, if you think there is it gives me a lot of opportunities to meet people and do things that other teenagers aren't really allowed to do. For example, I believe the year was 2009, I was able to make a wish using the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And there I made a wish to go to the Super Bowl where Pittsburgh and Arizona played in Tampa Bay. So my brother, my dad, and I, we went there. I'm a huge Steeler hater, so I was going for Arizona. Really hope Cowboys would have won, but, you know, things happen. And while I was there, I had a great time. I went to the NFL experience where I met a great friend of mine, call him brother now, Tony Richardson. He's a fullback he used to play fullback for the New York Jets, the Vikings, and Kansas City. But now he is retired. But when I met him at the NFL experience, it was an amazing thing because he was the first guy that came up to me because we, the people with diseases, had a special VIP room where we met players. And there, he was the first guy that came up to me. And like I said before, I'm a football fanatic. So I just jumped out stats on him. Oh, you're the fullback, Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, you blocked for Adrian Peterson, Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson. So I guess he was just like, whoa, this is crazy. So he was like, oh, like you. And he went around to the other kids, but he came right back to me afterwards, which would surprise me because I thought he just would have went on about his business. But he asked my dad if he could get our number, and then when he came back to Dallas where I live, he wanted to take us out to dinner, my brother and I. And after that dinner, we just hit it off. We just became great friends. And one funny story I have to tell you, when we went to dinner with him, my mom raised my brother and I and little sister with it was tremendous what she does, how she does it. I wouldn't say it all by herself, but she holds a lot of part of her shoulder, and I really appreciate you, Mom. She raised my brother and I to be great men, which we are, and to be manage our money very well. And so when Mr. Richardson took us out to dinner, I expected to pay our part, you know, or at least be cheap. So before we even looked at the menu, I said, Mr. Richardson, what is our budget? And he just laughed and said, don't worry about it, man, I got you. And then came in a dinner and dessert. My brother's a big dessert fan.